You know, maybe playing it off a spawn, off a feeling, off a position. Good double nade into main puts Mia on 1 single point of health. Drop your ones in the chat because he is just a breath away from death. Ida Balance might gift death, but he unscopes as Nico goes for the peak. That is Counter-Strike 101, ladies and gentlemen. Never look away. Never take your eyes away from the prize, because that's what's going to happen. Faze a man up, and now they can start to craft rounds together, you would hope. Mir's taking the AWP. Considering he's low, this makes a lot of sense. Rain is playing timing in the pop dog, pushing in after the flash, but they're so ready for him. And 2 players dropped. They'll pop his head. Spirit back in a 4-on-4. Again, another great time to hit that B bomb site if they want, and I think they do. B-Mass is pushed up right now. He's not spotting though, and so Spirit, they could just execute down ramp and walk right past him in theory. They're going to look to try and fake outer. Somebody breaking the windows, and Ivy control getting taken by Magix, but this is all too clear.
B-Mass swinging early, lines up a double, and that's all thanks to Mir being brought down to 1 HP earlier on by those nades in main. Magic's on his Ivy lurk, and he is going to deal damage onto Nico, leaving himself now at 1 point of health as well. Faze, they haven't rotated into B, and that's what Team Spirit were hoping for. That's how they'd anticipated this round to go down, and this leaves Magix in a pretty undoable spot. 1 HP versus Brokey. And coldzera, 7 seconds left. My goodness, he is going to nail the first man, but yeah, there's just not enough time, sadly.
Great shot.
Still, yeah, like, incredible that you're able to stay alive there if you're Magix.
Like, that's a shame. Obviously, that's a round where it's not in his hands whether it's winnable or not. Obviously, like, you know, if he plays that as best as he physically can, he still can't win it as long as Faze run away. As long as Brokey just leaves the bomb site, or whoever that was, rather, just run. And there you go. No time for the plant. Bomb is pop. Faze have a man on the site. Even though Magix kills him, still a second round for Faze. And they'll take that. You know, it's not an easy one, but it is a round. And Faze, they're not exactly full of them. 2 to 5 and more orbs. This time only 1 for Faze. The money gets drawn to a bit of a close for the short term. Double Ivy push. They're going for the old school boost. coldzera going above. He loves this trick. Magix, is he going to be ready for it? It's a bit of a classic cold move. Nothing getting seen. There's the spot and the kill. He falls off. Nico gets dropped though because he came back from that Ivy push and Chopper had already taken control out of Olaf, finding him. So Spirit down a man off the back of Rain, but a man inside of B could find the pick, could force the pain. B-Mass has given away his position, and that's going to let SDY just drop on him from above. Quick B pick for Spirit. They can grab the bomb and just exit this site if they want.
Yeah, they're going to leave Mir here to come in late on this lurk and maybe cut down some of these players in rotation. I mean, alternatively, they don't have to commit to B, because while Young is deep, he does actually get dropped. And so now you're looking towards Mir, and you're wanting him to take some map control, secure a bit of a foothead, so that this bomb can come in on rotation and have a pretty clear path into the site. Now, he's chosen to push connector, clears out this area, but it's Rain creeping up in Ivy. Could cause problems. This bomb on the back of Chopper is slowly tiptoeing his way.
Has to cross.
Down through Olaf, but yeah, he's going to have to make this cross. He's trying to go over the top of the train. Oh, Rain, the timing just couldn't be worse there. Couldn't be worse if he tried. Rain will quickly deal with the first, but it's still Mir, who was in a 1v3, now turned 1v2. He's trying to navigate this one. There is a wrap coming in from coldzera over towards Ivy. Mir repositioning to the back of the bomb train, and he's heard Brokey and connector. It's cold that he's got to be ready for. On this Ivy flank, Brokey bested almost immediately, and Mir's going to reposition into the connector. He's hidden himself away. Cold, running out of time, taps the bomb. Mir's going to start to creep on in. Cold is sticking it, and Mir beats him to the punchline. 3 kills in the 1v3. He gets it done. Team Spirit, 6 on the board. And Faze, they're left trailing behind.
And to think if Rain just held that timing, right? He was obviously scared of Ivy, scared of the late play, but if he didn't look in that one particular second, he would have dropped the bomb on the cross. And, you know, it still could have been a round for Spirit for sure, but that would have been an entirely different round, and it wouldn't have been a post plant, which would have given Faze so much more advantages in that situation. Spirit, man, this is a great T-side as we expected on their map pick in the series. 6-2 up, Faze broke, finally been put back down to Deagles. Although Spirit's money, it's not exactly out of the woods just yet either, right? They've been losing a lot of players and winning these one-on-ones, so it comes at a cost and they have to reinvest 4 rifles every round, and that means Faze, even on this eco, if they win this eco, Spirit are broken, so worth keeping in mind. But that's why Spirit want to keep as many players as they can alive in this round. Faze going to gamble. I like this call. It's a Deagle round. Why not? Put 4 inside that B bomb site. Spirit have been very quiet in this round. That bomb is going upper right now. It's not clear which site this is, but lots of smokes on A should tempt Spirit into this one. Faze could even push the inner halls if they want more information and to bait Spirit in, but by this point, these T's are already out in the yard.
No one's cleared out Cold Zera though, and he's still here. Now, Mir is like edging this way, and okay, yeah, missed shot from Cold. That's going to allow Mir to flick back around and deal with him. And now these Deagles are going to struggle to get much done, you would think. Rain with a nice little flick there onto Magix, but that's him drawing to a close. I like B-Master's investment in this round, by the way. Little Zeus P250 Warrior. Let's see if he gets anything out of it. So right here, you know, you hear that scope in, and if you're B-Master, you're thinking, there's like $4,750 around this corner I can get my hands on. Yeah. So he pulls out his little Zeus, he pulls out the little taser, he's ready to put a lot of volts down range, and well, Someday Young, the disrespect, kills him, takes the Zeus, fires it off, and that's like a big, you know, I knew what you were trying to do, like and I ain't gonna let you do it.
It's like you're playing the cheaters. Like, you're just holding, you haven't made any noise, you flank the entire way, and then you just get pre-fired by some Russian dude running around the corner. Like, okay, or some Ukrainian dude in this case. It's a great round for Spirit. They're gonna lock it in. 7-2 on the T side. That eco for Faze gets swept under the rug, and now another buy round for Faze with an AWP on Brokey. B-Mass moving back on B. He's got to have his wits about him. Spirit are about to execute onto the site. They're going for a quick one here, and with no early pick as well. Faze read it. They're going to rotate this orb over. Brokey's been very good in this rotation position. Can he put up a fight here and now?
He's going to have to. And once again, he's got old mate Brokey available on rotation to come on in with this AWP. So they're both here to anchor down this B site and try and keep Team Spirit at bay. The flashes rain on in, so Brokey's reposition and take this angle onto the cross. But one man's already gotten up close, and that can cause some problems here on in. Biomass falls within the bomb site, and now Brokey still not able to find this man who's wormed his way up close for Team Spirit. That will instead get mopped up by Rain, and now Brokey looking up onto the rafters. A nice shot on Someday Young, and Chopper accidentally throwing his gun away. Has retrieved it, but not so much success. Faze, they actually get this retake off. It's helped out massively by the double from Brokey. Just slows down Team Spirit's progress into the site. It even meant that like dealing with BMAS was like a real challenge, because the players that were meant to be coming in from upper to support that hit were so paranoid about the AWP. They dropped that close smoke, right? There's players trying to push up close, and one of the two that are meant to reach that connector never even make it. So great stuff from Brokey on this AWP to keep that round in Faze's favor.
It feels like he's just getting better and better each game. I mean, you know, 2 kills on rotate there. The round that he killed Rain and Spirit went inner, Brokey got 2 kills on the rotate there and 1 Faze around. So, you know, it's definitely showing up with the AWP, the effect that we needed. The Faze certainly needs 7-3 down right now. Another pick potential for Brokey. He's going to miss the shot. Deep Olaf Molotov won't affect the player that's already out. That's Mia. Once again, in this cheeky little position, waiting and waiting for his time to strike. Any information, any audio towards Sandwich or top of the trains can force Mia to go out. Or he can wait for just the timing as his team execute upon Ivy, for example. We'll see if that's the case. Cold, he wants to know if that's the case as well. He's taking the AWP down this position, and he's got a nice flick onto Magix, getting him out of the round nice and early. Mir doesn't want to react off the back of that. He knows Cold will come back to this position with the AWP, and that is the case. Rotating now towards Ult Bomb. Nico's pushing the sandwich. This is the info Mir's waiting for. If Nico makes any noise, he might just be dead, but he is playing things so cautiously. Not giving away a kill, just tucking and playing timings on this train. Spirit, they want this A site, but they've really done nothing to hint that, apart from just having Mir sat here. He's been joined by the AWP, but he won't check the corner. Nico gets out and trades the gun quickly, going above the train and looking for Idis Balance, who was scoped in, couldn't see him above him, and now 1 by 1. This is Spirit getting picked apart by Faze. This is Faze feeling in control, and it's not the round that Spirit wanted to muster in this T side, especially considering this is going to break their economy.
Oh, yeah, quite a way to have it all fall apart for Team Spirit in that round there. But a great round from Faze. They keep it flawless, and that's going to prove to be valuable looking to the future of kind of stumbling back to your feet in this half. And that's exactly what Faze are hoping to do.
But even so, man, even if Faze go 8-7 up right now, like that's still a great T-side for Spirit. It's something they should be happy with. So, you know, not out of the woods yet are Faze. Eco into that B side for Spirit. And double up for Faze could be a bit of a problem, but Nico, well, he's a bit of a solution here in the B halls. 3 kills before that AK is
valuable
gifted.
looking to the
and
future.
what can Spirit do with it? Now here, if you're Spirit, bleed the round as long as you can. Get as much value out of this AK-47 as you possibly can. Because that's all you've got here. Magic's looking for B picks, but he's walking into an AWP right now. It's going to be BMAS holding the sight contact, spraying away, drops that man. AK gets picked up, second for the job. It's Mia. He spots the drop, but the AWP rotates, and Faze will lock in that round. 5 up on the CT side. Things are looking a lot better for Faze. They're getting comfortable. They're warming up, and they're making money while they do it.
Yeah, something else that's a little bit scary is, you know, when we were, I think it was when we were 7 rounds into this game, Magic's had 9 kills to his name, right? And so, like, you know, you were thinking, nice, okay, this is cool. But now it's been 5-6 rounds since then, and he's managed 1 kill in that whole time period. This time he's the first to fall again. So it feels like there's been a bit of a swing there for him individually, right? He's gone from being someone who was finding success constantly to now, you know, I mean, everyone has these feelings, right? We're having games, it just feels like you're wrecking everyone, and then suddenly it just turns on you, and you can't get back into that same rhythm.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a real test to see if this young gun can get back into those high spirits.
He's 0-4 in opening duels, and I think a lot of that is what we just saw. Cole pushing Ivy with the AWP and back-to-back rounds and killing him first. Like, that really doesn't help. That doesn't give you any way back in. And that shows that FaZe have the answers to Team Spirit's game plan, which is, I think, the biggest question of this game is, like, can Nico provide the solutions? Can Yanko provide the solutions once Spirit start to get the ball rolling and give us a lot of T rounds like they started this game with, going 5-0 up, going 7-2 up? Well, FaZe have had those solutions. 3 in a row and a man advantage in this round with a read that this B play is coming through.
Oh, BMAS Molotov'd out. The flash is so good, and he gets away with damage, but that's not going to be enough here. There's the shot from Brokey, at least. These AWPs have been so key at helping out at this B bomb site, but is it going to be enough? It's 2-on-2. Mir and Chopper both very, very low.
Ooh, look at Cold.
Mir has bypassed these players on the offensive now, and is in the back line. They are kind of accounting for it. Chopper's spotted 1. Mir's going to mop it up. Wow. Oh, and he follows up with the second as well. 3 in the round for Mir and an 8th on the board for Team Spirit. You look at that one there. There was less than 25 points of health on both of these 2 remaining players for Team Spirit combined. FaZe, they had 2 full health guys coming in on that retake, and that flank from Mir does absolutely everything.
Yeah, that had to do everything as well, right? Because not only the player on the site was getting, you know, looked at by Cold Zero, who fires from above, but that bomb is planted default. If Mir doesn't immediately kill Cold on the upper with the AWP, Cold drops on the site and sticks the bomb and wins the round. There's nothing Mir can do there if Cold sticks the bomb. So, yeah, he would have lost it, and he had to get that immediate trade. So good work on Mir, man. Continuing, Harry, to impress and put up these performances that you know, we wanted out of Mir for a while. In Gambit, it didn't feel like we had the Mir that we know we could have, the Mir that showed us what Vegas Squadron could do at the majors. And right now in this team, Mir is looking like he's found his form again. Spirit, a fast B play once more. BMAS overwhelmed on that bomb site. The AWP might even just try and save here for FaZe. You can see the consideration. Rain and Brokey running away, and FaZe with only 3 alive. They want to give this round to Spirit, give away 9 as they try and keep their economy alive for the last round of the half. That's all they can afford to do here. So FaZe, every gun they get out of this round is massively important, and that's only going to tempt Spirit into chase more.
Yeah, Magix has got nothing to lose, right? Yeah. And everything to gain. That's how he's looking at this. Every kill he gets nets in that. Oh dear, Magix. He runs all that way, and as he uncovers the nest of FaZe, he decides to try and switch weapons. Because
is there even a weapon there? I didn't see one.
No, I didn't either, but I assume there was one around.
Right.
Like, why else would he just drop the Mag 10? I know, I'm just assuming at this point Magix is a far smarter guy than I am to be putting up these numbers.
That's a classic, like, you thinking they're saving Ivy because everyone saves Ivy every round, every game.
I can imagine, like, BMAS was watching Cold nail Magix just there and was like, yeah, that's why you don't, I had to learn the hard way why you don't switch weapons mid-combat yesterday.
He's never going to live that down,
honestly, that's like one of those ones that sticks with you, like a debut game. Especially
at the time it happened. Like, was it 14-14 or 15-14? I think it was 15-14 down, right? Like,
yeah, I think it was 4 OT
in a 3-on-3. Like, that's, I think, why it's going to be remembered. But either way, let's move past it, Harry.
Yeah, this A play coming through, and Miz opened up, and Nico with his little UMP up on top of the trains is laying down the pain. Nico still dancing around, finally bested by Magix. He was running low on ammo. Didn't really have much going for him. The rotations have come in, but Sumdai Young has snuck through this smoke, and this leaves it all onto Cold Zera. In a 1-on-3, this bomb is going to go down for Team Spirit. Cold and Pop Dog. Got to wait for this smoke to dissipate now. This isn't ideal, right? Cold hates this. He hates every waking moment of having to wait for this smoke to fade. It's delayed his progress of getting into this site. He doesn't really know where Team Spirit are either. They've had a lot of time to set these post plants up. Now he rains out the first shot. He's already anticipating that there's going to be a main peak, and it does come through, but he's not able to connect the shot. 10-5 for Team Spirit at the end of the first half of play on their map pick. Things are looking good here. So join us after a quick break to see if they can finish it off in the second half.
The damage he's done. Sweet little whispers he will say in your ear. I know that Mr. Man is loving my dear. He'll break your heart like it's fun, 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 fun. That boy's a loaded gun. Ooh, take it to the grave. Ooh, all the loving you gave. Take it to the grave. And don't admit to all the loving you gave. Take it to the grave. Every kiss upon your lips, you're gonna wish that they were his. These words of warning, do with them what you will. I know you're falling, I remember the thrill. You'll play your heart like a drum, 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 drum. The damage is done. You're young and foolish and you think it will stay. Girl, I was foolish, don't end up the same way, yeah. You'll break your heart, girl, and run, 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 run. That boy's a loaded gun. Ooh, take it to the grave. Ooh, all the loving you gave. Take it to the grave. And don't admit to all the loving you gave. Take it to the grave. Every kiss upon your lips, you're gonna wish that they were his. Yeah. Got a fever and you're burning up fast. He'll love and leave you like a thing of the past. 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 Take it to the grave. Take it to the grave. And don't admit to all the loving you gave. Take it to the grave. Every kiss upon your lips, you're gonna wish that they were his.
Wow, boy, oh boy, Team Spirit leading the way and doing it in style. 10-5 up right now at the end of the first half of play. Now they move into the CT side of trade. Faze, they've got their work cut out for them. They're brandishing 2 smokes, flashes, and a Molotov in this round. Both these smokes going to get thrown over towards this A bomb site, and the rest of the gang going to try and come through Pop Dog. Now, BMAS already dropped literally upon his entry into the site. My word, this pistol round is, it's already over, isn't it? It's all on Rain. 1 on 5, now 1v4. He does get one, but it's immediately dealt with. That was so quick. That was so clean. I don't even know, man. I feel bad for the observer. How do you even catch all those kills? How quick they come in.
Spirit, man, not only are the individuals just impeccable, but it seems like they have a setup for everything, a crossfire for everything. They're always ready. And not just a great T-side, but a great pistol as well on the second half to put them even further ahead. Faze have to full eco here. They can't afford to dig a hole in both economy and rounds here. Full eco. Giving away 12. There's the... Oh, that's perfect. Oh, it hits Culver right in the face. I love that. He's got a lineup, Harry, for the jump throw above window. There's a reason, man, Spirit have like 80% win rate on every map they play. And that's because they just have so many tricks up their sleeve, man. So many tricks. They may have run through the CIS region with absolutely no problem. But to do it against Faze, to do it against Fnatic yesterday, where they did 2-0, like, this is a whole new level of competition, and Spirit are up for the task.
I'm really glad that we're seeing Spirit deliver here. Especially after I spoke to you for an hour about them last night.
That would have been
a real fall from grace for me, wouldn't it? But over at this B site, BMAS doesn't fare too well, does he? That bomb actually gets dropped in a very inopportune place for him. He would have to swing very, very wide to get it. And obviously that doesn't come through. So Team Spirit, 12-5. But now this reinvestment coming through for the Faze boys. They've got AKs out across the board. We do have an AWP on iDisbalance on the other side of things. He's playing that glass cannon, so that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, but is that really going to limit him at this point? 12-5 up. Spirit are going to be feeling pretty damn confident. Faze going straight towards B. They want no funny business. They just want their best shot with a full smoke execute, but again, Spirit have read it well. iDisbalance on that rotate. As Brokey often did into the B-bomb site, he will as well be here one step ahead. Rain, fast and furious, fire and flames. He goes through him and gets a kill. iDisbalance push towards the back. Can't see a thing from upper, and now Faze is starting to get deep inside of the site. iDisbalance has to be very careful, and he will fall back towards CT to play retake. Safe decision, considering he's on the most valuable weapon in the game right now. BMAS pushed as well. Rain and him are swiveling on the site. Spirit are going to have a very hard round ahead of them, and already the first man getting knocked down.
Oh, there is a swing back in from Sumdai Young.
That's it.
Yeah, Team Spirit aren't going to go for this one, and they get out of it with that AK instead. That's why Sumdai Young goes for that peek, right? You want to try and get rid of Rain for a multitude of reasons. One is that he's about to go peeking in through the connector, and he was going to try and hunt down these saving players. And the other is that now he's upgraded that MP9 onto this rifle, and so suddenly this buy comes back in for Team Spirit in this round. You're even going to have armor behind the AWP of iDisbalance. And so you just get to have another run at this full investment.
Yeah, that's a good save for Spirit because, yeah, with a round lead, like when Faze went for the same thing, essentially near the end of the half, it's a very different context, right? It looks rough, and it's like, damn, Faze, they have to save there, but that's because they don't have rounds. Spirit have such a buffer to afford to play safe there. It's a better decision than throwing all your guns away in that B-bomb site. Fast play out the Molotovs. Look at the damage these grenades have provided. Brokey has got a kill, and they're all coming up for Faze, but 3 players on 20 health right now. Spirit, I don't know if they know how close, how attainable this round really is. If a player gives over a pick right now and they have that grenade dropping Rain, that's going to bait Spirit back into an excellent round so far. Faze with a plant, but with Brokey and BMAS on 21 points of health combined, this is very, very doable for Spirit. Even the scout is versatile now. Cold on top of the train. He sees Magix in the corner and drops in quickly. The AWP coming up from Ivy, but Chopper might just look to save. That's a quick kill from him. Now the low players for Faze. The Spirit don't know they're the low players, and so they're not tempted in very fast. It's a slow stall, it's a wait, and it's a 7th round for Faze Clan. There's no kits available on these two. There's nothing they can do. Now the only kit there was dropped in T-Con, or at least right in front of it.
And if you're Team Spirit here, the last thing you want is for FaZe to start to believe that they can get back into this game, right? Like, you want to be crushing them here and now so that you can get a handle back on the money as fast as possible. And so that's why they're tempted to keep these forces up. However, like, you look at what's in this round, and I don't really love it, honestly. Like, it's a pretty risky purchase. They've got a double AWP, but it's the lack of utility that scares me the most. Utility is so important on this map. And you've got 3 smokes and a flashbang. That is the extent of it. More specifically as well, like, it's the lack of Molotovs, right? Like, because Train is a map where if you allow the enemy to just swarm on in and push these sites, then you do get screwed. There's just no denying it. And these mollies are a great way to kind of whittle the opponent down or force some utility out from them or just make them reconsider. And you don't have that as an option now if you're Team Spirit. So you've just got to really react to whatever FaZe throw at you. Can they do that, though? This is where the double AWPs could come in handy. And Magic's getting afforded that first kill is certainly going to help. It's onto Coldzera, no less. And he's been pretty instrumental for FaZe. They push up into the site. This bomb is going to be the last man in. They don't account for Chopper or Oil, but he's only able to find one. It's still the man advantage here for Team Spirit. Nico keeping up with his aggressive face, gets into the front line. Has players all around him, but this is where he might thrive. Brokey dropped, Nico gone, and this is the round for Team Spirit.
And Mir walked all the way through T-Con into toilets through T-Spawn and FaZe. They had BMAS up above the pop dog. He looks, he checks toilet, Mir's tucked, and then he looks away and Mir peeks him. Like classic Counter-Strike timing there. But the big play comes out from Magix with the AWP, right? He goes Ivy early, he comes back towards B off the back of that rotate and gets 3 kills. Very fast ones with the second AWP as well. He's not even the main AWP for the team, Harry, and he's locking in rounds for Spirit, locking in rounds that they need as well. I disbalanced when we saw him back towards B. He just got abused by the utility and pushed back towards CT. So Magic's nice to see him get away with something there. Spirit have won more games of training in the last 6 months than FaZe have played. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing for Spirit as well. That I think, you know, plays into how well they've been doing is the fact that they've just been grinding. They've been playing everything, qualifiers, you know, the road to Rio, Dreamhack here, online cups, everything. They haven't been stopping. And, you know, with that many games played, you know, some teams might burn out, but because Spirit are on the up and up, and like you said, they're seeing the results in front of them, they're seeing, you know, the progress, it's only going to motivate you more to improve and keep working on what you're already doing. Right now, look at FaZe's money. It is a mess. It is a scrambled buy with 0 util other than Brokey, and he's on the AWP as well, so we want him scoped in. 13-7 for Spirit. If they win this round, FaZe are broke against 14, and the map likely follows.
Oh,
nice.
Well, Nico not feeling great about that one, and now I disbalance with his eye on upper. He could have time of his life right now. I disbalance, accidentally falls off the top of Oil, but gets it the 3rd time around, and he's dropped the bomb with these kills. It's fallen into the site as well to make matters worse for FaZe. Now, BMAS will deal with this AWP. However, he's lost his teammate, and BMAS left up 1v3. What can he do? The nade finds even more damage onto him. Looking for this kill in upper. Now, Samla Young is like skirted on by, got down through the ramp and is holding on to the bomb. And while all this has happened, he did make some noise. So BMAS is clearing it, not ready for a second man up from pop, but a nice little flick round. All right, he does find that kill. Now a little bit more to do and tries to flick onto Samla Young. Does do the world of damage, but not enough to find the kill. 14 on the board for Team Spirit. No money for FaZe. Double AWP saved forward for a much cheaper reinvestment here for the Team Spirit side. And this could be how it all falls apart for FaZe Clan here on Train.
At least a bomb plant would have been something there for FaZe, but they don't even get that. They barely get into the bomb site. Nico can't go in first because of the damage done by the grenade, and he just hangs around on the ramp and gets picked up. The bomb never makes its way because of that AWP. And Magix may have put up a big defense on B with that AWP in the other round. Well, I disbalance, he'll do his best as well. 3 kills there. And this is the Nico from FaZe. This is them essentially giving away map point and playing for overtime with, you know, 8 rounds behind by that point. what are the chances? What's the reality of that? Pretty low, and even lower with Chopper doing things like this. Pushed up with a shotgun above Pop Dog. He's cleared it out. He knows they have to be hitting A, and now Spirit can have their wits about them. A triple Ivy setup that will peel away a little bit with that position being clear, and Faze going to try and make up for lost ground above the B halls. Chopper missing the timing. Very, very close, though, and we'll just let Faze get control here. But with this position, you can see he can take a shot, he can drop off, Pop's being covered, and really there's no sanctuary. There's no safety here for Faze. In fact, the safety's off for Spirit. They're not firing blanks.
Oh, this gun is terrifying. Auto shot, doing the damage. They do actually get into the site, and there's a chance at a bomb plant here. That's sick for Faze. If they get this down, that's a nice little cash injection. Towards the end of this half. Luckily enough, Mir has got I-Disbalance's back, and he's not going to let that round fall too much further out of hand.
I love that I-Disbalance rushes the bomb there, right? Like, the money is everything in this case, and you don't want to let Faze get in, so fair enough, rushing it down with the Deagle and looking for that kill. But for a second, he gets flashed, he misses the shots, he almost gets dropped. If Faze get an AWP there in the post plant, they have a very viable round ahead of them. But luckily, the teammate comes in for Spirit, trades that kill, and cleans up the round, putting Spirit on 15-7. This is not a close game. This is not a close affair. This is domination on the map pick of Spirit. And Dust, who is up next. Faze's pick, but a map that Spirit are not going to be worried about, especially not after this performance.
Ooh. Man, Mir is like the king of fire. He has somehow navigated his way through this one. He's parted the flames, and he lives in the little grey area in between. Now, he does get out of main after getting spammed. That was kind of the giveaway that he was there, so he's not keen on... Oh, right. Magic's going to nail Rain through the smoke, and that's quite a way to take an advantage here for Team Spirit at map point. Some guy young flash into Pop. Now, Nico does drop in immediately, trying to be the knight in shining armor as he gets that trade, trying to keep the dream alive for Faze. He'll leave Pop Dog after taking control. He dropped himself as smoke out towards E-Box, and that's to give the illusion that he's still playing this Pop position. However, Team Spirit, they didn't really believe. They tried to go aggressive, and while it has given up this 3-on-3, they get the information that the bomb and Brokey were both in main. A missed shot from Magix, and the reposition deals with Brokey. Molotov forces him out into the open, but Magix is still taking fights, and he's still taking names. Nico, 1v3, shut down by I-Disbalance. And Team Spirit, they take trade in a pretty dominant fashion. They get it locked in, and it's a strong performance across the board. I don't think I was looking at any one individual in that matchup there. Everyone's showing up today.
Yeah, those orbs were excellent on the CT side. Not just I-Disbalance, but Magix as well, man. They really showed up today. Mir and Chopper, the consistent factor inside of Spirit that we always talk about. And yeah, I mean, this is Spirit. All right, this is a team that I don't think are just looking to get out of the group. I think this is a team that is looking to make playoffs, go further, make a real run in this tournament. Like you said, your predictions looking good. Faze aren't looking good. A map down and Dust 2 around the corner. We're going to see if they can make up for it, and we're going to see if our analysts can make sense of this game. So join us after the break for that desk.
your attention. Can you feel the connection? Oh, all I want your affection, a chance to make an impression. That's all I want from you. Oh, I'll never be lonely if I had you by my side. Oh, I'll never be lonely if I had you day and night. The darkness is pulling me under. Can you lift me into the light? Oh, I'll never be lonely if I had you by my side, day and night. Oh, I'll never be lonely. I had you day and night. Can you keep me company when I'm on my own? You got a rare identity, and that's what I love. Love me some for perfection. All I want your attention. Can you feel the connection? Oh, all I want your affection, a chance to make an impression. That's all I want from you. Oh, I'll never be lonely if I had you by my side. Oh, I'll never be lonely if I had you day and night. The darkness is pulling me under. Can you lift me into the light? Oh, I'll never be lonely if I had you by my side, day and night. Oh, I'll never be lonely. I had you day and night. Oh, I'll never be lonely if I had you by my side. Oh, I'll never be lonely if I had you day and night.
And it just itches a little bit. It just kind of looks like something that it comes straight out of a horror film here for Faze. It's not really their best work, and of course they do not pick up the map of Train. 16-7 going in the way of Spirit, and it's easy peasy lemon squeezy for the CIS squad. They have come in here and they've had their way on Train Team Faze. Bringing in my analyst is something that I'm good at, which is what I'm going to do now. I've got Christine and I've got Sudan, and they're ready to talk some counter with me.
Yeah, that was expected. Maybe not this convincing a fashion, Potter. I know you said Faze should take this 2-1, but looking at the way Spirit played, it was just them running away with this, right? The CD side, they just lost a couple of rounds. Everyone stepping up. Amir was phenomenal. 2 massive clutches for him. And everyone had their moments. Mir, some Young, Chopper, Magix as well, especially. Right. I just balanced, didn't even have to do much, if you ask me. And for the side of Faze, I'm still going to say it's with a pinch of salt. It's a map they're not very comfortable on. The fact that they had Bemis playing solo inner on Train was a big question mark for me.
So
yeah, definitely.
What you're saying is, Christine, this is at least what you're telling me in the break is we need to move Simple over to Faze Clan is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's something like that for sure. But I have to agree, Bemis inner, it was underwhelming, and as it should be, right? That inner bomb site, you've got your communication needs to be top notch. You got to understand the protocols, where the help is coming from. And Bemis, he was struggling. On the other side of things, Spirit, man, as Blem mentioned, they looked so polished. The protocols following suit. Sure, the frags, Magix, I mean, he was hitting the headshots, but understanding exactly what the protocols are going to be on your defense really enabled these Spirit guys to consistently come out on top on all the duels across the board.
Yeah, and the unfortunate reality of not being able to hold the inner site is that is a huge vulnerability. Oftentimes, we'll see single and lone players trying to hold that site. Some of the best try to hold that site alone, but for here, it's just a little more than Bemis can handle.
Yeah, he did struggle a little bit there, right? I think he did his job pretty decently. But there are a couple of rounds where I do believe he had completely forgotten that there was a player sneaking up from above, and he got taken down, I think, at least a couple of times there. And also, funny thing, Faze got 10 opening kills, and yet they were able to only convert, I think, 6 or 7 of those rounds. So you can't let this round slip by. And in the end, it just looked like Spirit were definitely the dominant team on Trey.
Let's take a look at the stats helix here. What have you two created and cooked up in the kitchen for me?
Well,
and I don't mean nudes. Nudes.
Noodles.
Yes.
Noodles. So we're going to visit the second pistol round coming out on Train here. And I really just wanted to highlight Spirit, those protocols coming into place. If you take a look at iDisbalance and Sumda Young, they're posted up here at the connector, and they're looking for this T-Con hit, right? But Cold Zera and Nico throw a smoke towards the connector, and that's when Sumda Young and iDisbalance immediately react to try to get those frags. Now, if we go to Sumda Young's point of view here, you're gonna see exactly just the reaction coming out of him. It's just almost immediate, and iDisbalance goes right above him towards the heaven side, and Sumda Young just knows exactly what this hit is gonna be. It was somewhat telegraphed because of those smokes, but also take a look at MIR. The communication coming out of Spirit is top notch. You can see exactly MIR knows what the Faze guys are going to be hitting him with, so he just pushes up that Olaf-Meister lane, gets into a more optimal position, and frags out.
The irony of it being called Olaf in a match that FaZe have without. We're going to be going to a quick break. We come back, we start to talk about what is the next map of the series, and very well could be the end. FaZe facing a defeat of sorts as we look at Dust 2, the second map of the series. So we will be right back after this with Harry and Hugo.
Well, we saw Team Spirit on Train, and now we get to see them on Dust 2. Of course, going up against the Faze boys. And Team Spirit 1-0 up in this series right now. Hugo, how are you feeling about it? Because I have a throat sweet in, I'm not going to lie. And talking, not ideal at this exact moment of time.
Oh, why don't you pass that over to me, Harry, as subtly as you can? And you've done a great job there. Yeah, I'm feeling the Spirit 2-0 here, certainly. Like, Faze did look good yesterday on this map. Remember, they took down Godsend. They were really dominant, 16-5 in a somewhat competitive series up to that point. So Faze, yeah, I mean, the individuals are there for sure. We know what they can do. But right now, Spirit as a team are just looking better and better and better, forcing Faze to save some rounds on that CT side, breaking their money every single time they could. AWPs look excellent for Spirit, even better than the AWPs on Faze right now. Like, Brokey had a few rounds, sure, but Magic's, I disbalanced. These guys were getting 3Ks back-to-back rounds on Train. So Faze, this is not going to be an easy appearance here in this second map of the series, but it is their pick, and so we've got to at least give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, Dust 2 is a real classic in the CIS region. So this is one that Team Spirit are going to be very well versed on as well. And I'm kind of happy about this. I feel like we get to see these two teams going head-to-head on a map that both of them have a very good track record on. You know, obviously with Train, it's one that's been good for Spirit and one that's been kind of 50-50 for Faze. So I want to see both these teams get put through their paces here on Dust. And this mid setup here from Faze is kind of nifty. You've got BMAS baiting, being the kind of bait to draw them in, and Rain waiting close. And boy, oh boy, does it work perfectly. Chopper does get the trade, but that is it for good news for Team Spirit. If you want some bad news, well, they're in a 2-on-4. The bomb's dropped in mid. There's a flank coming in from Nico. There's still players at B. There's only a minute left on the clock. There's a lot of bad news, and the good news kind of pales in comparison. And, well, yeah, it's only getting worse, Hugo.
It's got to get worse before it gets better, Harry. And, Chopper misses the timing onto Nico. Did the drop get heard? No. He's got a chance for a backstab here for a single kill at best, but you don't want to play this game all too long with Nico. He will be pouring Chopper in his head, rent-free, and the USP is out now after that knife kill.
I like that, dude. I haven't seen Team Spirit go for knives in any of the games we've casted in them, and we've seen a lot of Spirit lately. So I like that from Chopper. You know, builds up some extra money, takes a bit of a risk. Oh, it even takes a third man down with him. Man, they are like, you know, that's a solid attempt at an unwinnable 1v5. You take 3 players down, you get a knife kill out of it. Yeah, I think Team Spirit, you know, they're probably not thrilled as to how Rain dealt with them in mid, but with what Chopper was able to accomplish on his own, it's still an okay beginning here.
Yeah, I love that knife kill. Like I always say in my head, you know, if I was a pro, if I was playing at this level, with the amount of time that people get the chance to knife players and don't do it to be safe, like I understand why they wouldn't do it. I just want a player that never doesn't knife. That any opportunity they can, they go for it.
So you want JW or Fnatic?
Nice team kill. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the closest we have
I
to
just
it.
said Fnatic, I'm a flusher.
Yeah,
but
you know, we certainly have like Fnatic fill that void, fill that role for sure.
Or config.
But yeah, at times for sure. But I feel like we don't get enough knives, Harry. Essentially, that's my point. And Spirit, they provide.
That feels like you're calling Fnatic out on a personal level at that point, saying that we don't get enough knives.
We don't just cast Fnatic, Harry. Unfortunately, that would be great fun for sure. But
Fnatic, if you guys are watching this, which I don't know if it's any one guy or what, like how that works. There's typing going on, so this round isn't live. But I haven't seen a lot of knifing in your games lately, and I kind of miss the old knife Fnatic, honestly.
They did lose yesterday, so I understand not going for knives in a losing game because
maybe that's what they need to reboot the morale, right? Like a couple more knife kills, and then they go, man, I remember, like, this game's easy. Yeah. And then that's how they get back to form.
Well, right now, a bit of a tech issue, and we'll be jumping right back into the first buy round for Spirit in a second. Faze, they are yet to don the AWP, still on rifles right now, and Nico's armed with the scout. Yesterday he had the AWP and he looked just ridiculously good, Harry. Some big flick shots coming in from that A site into the pit, and if he has that form today, if he appears like he did last night, then I think, you know, this isn't going to be as easy as Train was for Spirit.
Well, Hugo, we got a bit of an extended technical pause here, so I'm going to go off on my tangent about Team Spirit. I think if there ever was a time, it's now.
Yeah.
I think that now is a good time to be investing in these Team Spirit stocks, right? I think this is a team that's on the rise. I think we've seen this a lot, specifically with like CIS teams, right? Like showing up at events, showing up at majors historically. These like flash in the pan teams that showed up and then a few months later kind of trickled on out with like a few of the key players moving forward, right? I think with Team Spirit, they're on that same upward trajectory right now. I think that they're in this stage where they're really feeling all the work they're putting in outside the server, and they're feeling them as like tangible results in the server. So I think morale is high. I think the amount of preparation these guys are doing is great. And I think that for the foreseeable future, it's going to be looking very good for Team Spirit. Now, the big question mark to me is if they can keep that going, right? Because think about how often, and even in these last few months, we've seen teams like Fnatic, like Mouse Sports, everything looks real good until it doesn't, and then it looks real bad. And I think, you know, the switch up there is like, you're still doing all the same things that got you to that point in time where everything was great, right? But the mood and the kind of momentum and everything has shifted alongside it.
People are focusing on you.
Yeah, and then suddenly, right, when you're in the server, it's like, man, we're still doing the same amount of practice. We're maybe even practicing even harder, and yet the results have gotten worse. And you can't imagine how that must feel to an individual's confidence, right? So I think here for Team Spirit, a real test for this squad is, can they keep this upwards trajectory going? Can they keep looking like they're improving in every one of these matchups? I don't want this squad to plateau out anytime soon. I think Team Spirit are going to make a good run here at this event.
Harry, I love the passion. I love what you had to say. I love the fact that you recovered the word trajectory a few times there as well. It's a hard one. Trajectory.
Not trajectory or anything else.
No, you got it. No tractors. No ejection, you got it. Good stuff. And yes, for sure, I think that you make some very good points, right? I hope Spirit don't drop off, and I hope they're not one of these flash in the pan teams. I'd love them to keep consistent. And especially considering, you know, Na'Vi right now and the situation they're in, getting grouped back in RTR in CIS, not getting through that region, not doing anything, losing to Hard Legion, a team from what we saw from Hard Legion, I wasn't impressed. So I didn't see that Na'Vi game because we were casting another one. So I really don't know what happened there. But yeah, kind of crazy stuff. But it'd be nice to have more CIS teams, you know, flying to the top of the scene. And Spirit for sure are looking like one.
We've spoke a lot about Team Spirit. What are you making of Faze? How do you feel B-Masters slotting on? And obviously, this is his second game with the team. So, I mean, you know, but what have you made of him from like an initial eye test?
I mean, well, to be fair, I've casted 2 maps of him, so you know, not a lot. It seems like, you know, Faze are leaving him to his own devices at times in certain positions. That's cool. I like a player having to learn the hard way, right? Not necessarily get the team support, but like, you know, be put as like the anchor on B inner and go, okay, you're versus one of the best train teams in the world. Have fun. And like, that's a great trial by fire. Like it may be hard in the short term, and that's why Faze maybe don't have the results here, but you know, that's what happened with Brokey. Think about how Faze struggled when Brokey joined this team, because they had that, you know, if anything, weak link is a way of looking at it, right? But Brokey's no longer a weak link. If anything, he's one of the better players in this team, or at least the more consistent players in this team with that orb. So yeah, there's a time period for B-Master, and for sure he can, you know, as long as Faze give him the tools and the teachings, I'm sure he can stand up.
You touch upon Brokey, right? And that for me is like another good thing about Faze. The fact that they've just gone through the process of integrating like a young, inexperienced player and like and figuring out both, I imagine, through trial and error, right? Like ups and downs, of figuring out how to best find where Brokey slots into this squad. And so surely that's going to help give them even more insight now, and they're going to be even more efficient at integrating a man like Bemis into this team.
Yeah, there's a really good tweet I saw yesterday. I'm trying to remember the name of the team exactly, but there's a Latvian CSGO team that you know, Brokey, Bimas, Yakinda, who just joined VP, and Flaric, who was in Prosto as well with Yakinda at a point. You know, all of them played under this Latvian team at one point in their careers, which I think is a really cool talking point. You know, for these upcoming players who are now in such crazy brand names and teams such as FaZe Clan and the like. So yeah, a cool position to be in for sure for some of these players, especially considering B-Master's 16. I think that's another note that that kind of slips under the rug as well. You know, this guy's really, really young, and so, you know, of course he's going to be inexperienced, and it's a great learning experience for him. FaZe 2-0 up in this game, in this map, but down by 1. Here's the buy for Spirit. This balance was given the AWP by Chopper. Nico's still scooting. Barely any util left up for Faze, so it's coming down to these gunfights. They're just waiting for Spirit to commit and smokes up the catwalk. It's only a fake. They're back to that mid to B. Mir trying to sell this one up towards that A site, keeps players here, keeps Rain away from stopping that mid to B play like he's so good at. So Cole's got to deal with it from the door with a flashbang, finds nothing. Brokey giving it a go, but if he dies, that's the round lost. And there it is. Spirit, they get that trade, they deal with Rain in the spawn. He tries to come through on that rotation, and Spirit, they should be able to get a bomb plant here and lock it around.
Oh, it's actually kind of important there that Sumdai Young was drawing the attention in towards the double doors, because while Mir ducked out in through lower tunnels, the bomb was still getting in through the window. And so if Nico had swung wide, maybe he drops the bomb there. That never happens, and this leaves BMAS and Nico a 2-on-3 retake. There is a flash on Nico to maybe propel them into this site. There's still money for Faze in this follow-up round, kind of, but honestly, it feels like saving these two weapons is a necessity. And so they wait for a minute. They see if Team Spirit give anything up. They're going to flash BMAS in now, and they look to go in late. They're trying to catch Team Spirit as they leave the site. And while Nico does put up the first kill, there's no more to follow. This is going to be the round for Team Spirit. Nico surviving. And, you know, getting out of there with one gun still allows a buy to come in here. Nico can drop over. You're going to have 4 out of the 5 possible rifles here over on the CT side.
I actually like that round from Faze, right? Even though they don't win it, it's a cool idea, and it almost works. Mir was low, and so he'd already exited B because of the bomb, you know, timer, and so Nico leaves it till 10 seconds left before he flashes in. They both have kits. If there's a world where Faze get immediately 2 kills off of that flash on the exiting players, and then just stick the bomb, and Mir is too far away to stop them. So, you know, there's a world where Faze win that. If it doesn't come through, they miss the shots, but now a fast B play into Brokey and Cole. They drop the bomb immediately. Spirit have to commit. They have to double down here in the site. They're down by 2 as well. Brokey flash back in for another. Drops the player at car. Chopper blinded. Finds him, but at what cost? 2-on-4 for Spirit. Idis Balance holding the spawn and Faze with 4 players inside of the B site. There's no way Spirit are getting allowed back in. World's earliest save call.
It certainly could be, couldn't it? I'm not really seeing much movement. Idis Balance is looking pretty content back in T-spawn. Chopper, though, yeah, he's edging forward and then kind of realizes that maybe that's a death sentence. And it would be death by firing squad here. There's so many players just honed in on the tunnels. Man, like, yeah, this is undoable, and Team Spirit know it.
It's a rough round to give up, and there's nothing worse than having to save on the T side, especially when you don't have like a huge bank to fall back on, like, you know, Spirit.
Especially not in the first minute and a half of the round, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is a horrible one to concede on that basis as well.
It's a classic to see teams run out with the bomb first, and I really just don't understand it. The reason you don't want to do that, here's two really good reasons. The first one is, if the bomb goes out first, regardless of how the hit goes, regardless, the bomb's first. That's the first player Faze are going to see. So they call an immediate full rotation. That's why we have 4 inside of B so quickly, because Faze immediately see the bomb. They go, it's a commitment. You know, if 2 players rush into B and die, Faze don't want to rotate because it could just be a bait to get long control, to 3-on-5 the round. And for sure, teams do that. So that's the first reason. The second reason is exactly what just happened. The bomb goes out first, he dies, they lose it, boom, the round's lost because Faze had the bomb, and you can't get it back if you're Spirit there, so you have to save. So there's 2 great reasons as to why never to put the bomb first. Yeah, and I guess it hurt Spirit in that round, and now they're going to have to force buy Deagles and a Galil around these save guns. Not a pretty picture. Are they going to go back to B? No, by the looks of it. Players going towards a site but not committing. There's only Brokey here as well. It would be the round to B rush if you are Spirit, but mollied and smoked. Brokey gives no window, no timing where Spirit can get into that B bomb site safely. So Spirit have to default, holding long, working lower, taking Cat later in the round once they've cleared out the fact that there could be an AWP in play. There is. It's on Nico, as often in his hands on Dust 2. He's playing on the A site right now, watching Catwalk. So that means mid's open. That means Spirit can safely cross towards Cat. You know, safely is dependent on how Coldzera chooses to play this, but right now he is staying passive, and so that gives Spirit the room to move. And FaZe know it anyway. They want this this AWP to find the kills. They want Spirit to walk into Nico, and that's exactly where Spirit are going right now. Oh, Nico, the confidence to just full take that flash and not move a muscle. Yeah.
Oh, and he nails the shot as well. A pixel of vision for Nico. And a kill found. Just balls of steel on him. coldzera hidden behind this smoke, and they go running by. They get shot in the back. Team Spirit, they do sneak in through the tunnels. This all provide disbalances here, but it's going to have to do a lot. Magic's as well waiting at this smoke. Catches a man up close. Raid goes down, and yeah, Faze, they were so preoccupied with dealing with this mid hit and with the smoke in tunnels as well. I just think that they thought Team Spirit wouldn't go pushing through, but they did. Smokes aren't walls, and so now Faze on for the retake at a 4-on-3. Still a good chance that they can find this round, but this is where the AWP in the post plant can do damage. Disbalance is going to have a bunch of players coming his way. The flash goes in, he dodges the first man through, but does get dropped, and now it falls to Magic's with this Deagle. They're already in the site, and the defuse is going to come through for Faze Clan as they get 4 on the board.
If Disbalance shot off of that flash, if he took a shot really quickly that would have given away his position, which is probably why he didn't do it, he would have got a clat. He would have got 2 in the window. So there was a world where that round is winnable by the likes of Spirit, because Magic's coming in on a mid flank. He misses his shot. Cold hears it. He turns around and deals with it. So nice round for Faze, playing very careful here in the CT side. Like I'd love to know if that giving away of the B site was by design, just to play retake with a man up. Like that's a good way of looking at it, right? Because alternatively, if Brokey anchors the site and stays there on his own, he might die without any kills, and you know that would be a 3-on-3 retake that Spirit might likely win. So Faze maybe by design there, I can't tell, and you know, giving up B, it works out for them. The numbers. They are always a danger. Disbalance has 850 plus AWP kills and Dust 2. He has 27 M4 kills and 29 AUG kills. That's a bit ridiculous. I imagine, yeah, you know, obviously a lot of AK kills probably there, but for the M4, he would rather eco a lot of the time for the AWP or play SMGs, so probably pretty standard. 4-1 lead for Faze, a bit of a tech timeout before we get back into the madness that is this series, but that will come to a close. The third map here is Nuke. That's where Faze are trying to get to, and they've at least put down the building blocks in this map.
Flashes out through long, but no one peeking on the back of it for Team Spirit. Instead, they just hold their ground, and they're going to wait. Patiently so, while the rest of the team work their way in through the lower tunnels. And now's the real long hit. That first one, that was just a rehearsal. Here it is, the live show. And BMast, he's got a front row ticket. He's shut this one down with Rain alongside him. And the rest of the gang falls shortly thereafter. Mir, he's hidden himself in this little hidey hole, and he does swing out to deal with coldzera. But a 1v4. I don't fancy his chances here in this round. I think as well, I think BMash just went aggressive and spotted the bomb outside of long doors. So he knows this is a valuable position to hold. He's tucked himself back in, and he's just going to keep battening down the hatches on long. Mir creeping forward. The shadow advantage is going to go in favor of BMash here. He's going to spot the shadow ahead of time. So he is ready for that peak.
Yeah, this is a great game for Faze right now. 5-1 up. Things are looking good. Spirit haven't got any answers. And, well, at least they have money in the short term. Another buy coming through. Disbalance on the AWP, but not being able to really put a stop to Nico. And, of course, Brokey anchoring B with the AWP as well. Can always support middle. This is a great map for Faze, and they're showing us why. Spirit are going to go fast down mid in this one, looking for a quick cat take, and will Faze be ready for the pace? Nico's playing safe from the site instead of being up on the catwalk, so Spirit can at least get control for free. No one here to stop them. Smoke landing on the corner, but this is far from a commitment right now for Spirit. They're just trying to force out utility, and they've done a good job at that. The Molotov going down, Disbalance holds a position with the AWP, and Spirit wait for a reaction elsewhere on the map, hoping, begging, praying that Faze push B, long, mid, anything else, but Faze won't be making that mistake.
And so with this B commitment, this is one of these times where Team Spirit's decision to not pressure long early can maybe actually help them out somewhat in that the players on A are still pretty deep within the site. And so these rotations are now going to take a while to come through. Usually the CTs would be posted up over towards Cat if long control was kind of contested early on. And instead, Faze are a long way away from home, and they've already lost Brokey at B. Cold can't do anything, and this is probably just the save from Faze Clan. They're too far away. They don't really have anything to work with in this retake. And so they'll concede this second round. They'll give this one over to Team Spirit.
Yeah, with 5 alive, that's a big one for Spirit, right? They get out with a lot of money and they start to build into this game. That's going to have resounding consequences. There's nothing worse than breaking a streak of CT rounds by getting one on the board, but you get it with a clutch or with a 2 on X and you don't really make any money there. You need 3 alive at a bare minimum to ever make profit in Counter-Strike. And, well, Rain trying to get his pistol out the map. Careful, that's a Tech 9. That is like gold on the CT side. You don't want to lose that one. So Rain, he won't send it off into the heavens once again. But it will be Spirit delivering themselves around 2-5, breaking the 3-round streak of Faze once again. Not an issue for Faze. They still save the money and the double orb is here. It's a fast mid play for Spirit. Rain got boosted on the catwalk, so he's actually here ahead of time. He was trying to put a stop to this play. It almost looked like Spirit were going to go catwalk, but they go elsewhere instead and now try and take this one late. Are they ready for Rain? Flash is good. Magic is there, and Rain makes quick work of it, but the trade allowed by Mia. Nico's flash has already faded at that point, and Spirit will trade back to a 4-on-4. Good position to be in, and getting smoked off means they've got to hold off for the time being.
Gonna roast in the Molotov. He was really hoping that someone goes running around that corner quickly for Team Spirit, and they just wait.
How many mollies do Faze have, man?
There's a taste of your own medicine, Team Spirit. Not nice when the fire gets flung at you. There's a little bit extra, but this time that Molotov actually puts the smoke out in the wrong spot, and so Team Spirit can just aggress up through catwalk with it. Brokey is holding this down from the crossroads. He's going to be pretty instrumental, but never mind, because in a matter of moments, both him and BMS have been bested. Now Nico up from short, trying to peek under this smoke, and as it starts to fade, he is given an angle. The bomb's going down for catwalk, and Nico, oh dear,
no.
He's dropped 2. Left on Tamir now in a 1v1. 8 seconds left. He's clearing close, but this bomb plant has got to come through. Oh, he's just got it. Half a second left for this plant. Cold up from catwalk, and Mir looking for him, doesn't know that Cold is here, swings on out, but Cold's there and nails the shot. 6 on the board for Faze at the end of this round.
Yeah, those are the kills Cold are. It's just never going to miss. He's just not going to lose that round, right? You're playing a headshot angle, Cold knows where you are, you've just planted, you're trapped, you can't move, you've already lost. It's Cold on the other side, and yeah, Faze, a much needed round there just to keep the momentum in their favor, right? Nico coming up with a huge play from the flank. I would imagine that, you know, with Spirit going for cat executes, they would have someone like Magix who often just patrols the B tunnels area, holding on to that lower position to stop Nico from going for such a fast flank. But because he dies early, there's no one there for Spirit to stop it. Fast play up cat again for Magix. He's been at the forefront of all of these pushes here for Spirit, and not always, you know, favorable for him. Faze shutting down this key player for Spirit has certainly made this map a little bit more favorable for them. Rain is playing close. Spirit with 4 up on Cat. Maybe looking for this full commitment right now. Sundai Young in lower, covering that position that really lost Spirit the last round, thanks to Nico. Talking of which, he's up on the A site right now with a Molotov and ready to pop that one once Spirit show their hand.
Yeah, this time they've doubled up inside of the site. And Rain's actually going to go aggressive. He can catch them throwing utility. He can do so much damage. Magix does come in with the trade, but he's burning in this Molotov. Fully flash puts up another on the board. And he's secured this A site single-handedly. Magic's leading the charge, putting up a double. Now the bomb plant coming through, and Faze left in a 3-on-4 retake. And Hugo, you pointed this out at the beginning of the cat take. This time they've left Sumdai Young down in the lower tunnels to hold for this fast cat flank. Never going to come through. Sumdai Young is never going to be needed to watch catwalk.
And all that does is give info for Spirit. Now they know where Faze are. Faze are CT and long. There we go. That's it. You know, if they're not retaking cat, they're either saving or they're CT and long. And so Spirit have every bit of information in this round and no reason to hunt Faze, especially when their economy is yet to be established. Nice entries from Magix as well. Just runs up catwalk as fast as he can. Doubles up into the site, dropping Rain and Nico. Not easy players to overwhelm on your own, but Spirit, they're going to do it.